Hello, my name is Kim Perez, and today I will be doing my PR case study on the Got Milk campaign. So here we go. So at first, I'm going to describe the situation, the background of this campaign. And the situation was this: since the 1970s, dairy farmers and processors have been recording the use of fluid milk consumption of Americans. In addition to fluid milk and cream consumption, they also measured butter, cheese and cottage cheese, frozen dairy products, and evaporated condensed milk and dry milk products. And they found since the 1970s, fluid milk consumption and fluid cream consumption was steadily decreasing. On this chart here in my PowerPoint, it shows the measurements from 1970 all the way to 2012, separating it by decade. And every decade, fluid milk consumption and cream constantly decreases. So next, who are the stakeholders involved in this situation? The first group of stakeholders was a group of farmers, 36 to be exact, and in 1983 they lobbied Congress and Secretary of Agriculture and founded the National Dairy Promotion and Research Board as part of the Dairy Act of 1983. Well, when 1990 came and they noticed that there was still a decline in fluid milk consumption, they lobbied Congress again and founded the National Fluid Milk Processor Promotion Program and Board as part of the Fluid Milk Promotion Act of 1990. This act and board also created the Milk Processor Education Program, Milk PEP. What a great name. This group was founded and it consisted of all of the nation's milk companies, and their goal was to focus on educating American consumers on fluid milk consumption and increasing it. Lastly, in the state of California, the California farmers, dairy farmers and processors, created a nonprofit in 1993 called the California Milk Processor Board, and they too wanted to set up the goal of increasing fluid milk consumption in the state of California and hopefully nationwide. So first they go out and they did research. Some of them did videotaping where they videotaped people's reactions when they encountered a refrigerator without milk in their own business. But most of the research was qualitative focus groups. And from there they discovered that Americans preferred drinking juice, iced tea, bottled water, and soft drinks to milk. And in addition to that, they didn't believe that there was health benefits to drinking milk. In fact, at the time, many Americans could recall "Milk It Does a Body Good" tagline from the 1985 campaign, but they didn't really believe that there was benefits to drinking milk. In fact, they thought that the higher content of fat in milk, like whole milk and 2% milk, led to obesity and weight gain. And because the market was overwhelmed with so many different bottled water and juices and soft drink and iced teas like Snapple and Arizona iced tea, they just forego drinking milk and chose these other things. So from the research, we're going to develop the plan. And the plan was in 1990, the dairy lobby went to Congress and helped pass the Fluid Milk Promotion Act that I spoke of earlier. This act would give dairy processors a budget of up to $37 million for a marketing campaign. In 1993, the California Milk Processor Board, CMPB, agreed to contribute 3 cents from every gallon of milk they sold to this marketing fund. And lastly, the CMPB partnered with advertising agency Goodby, Silverstein and Partners to create a marketing campaign to drive awareness of fluid milk consumption. So next we're going to execute it. And how did the execution go? Well, we're going to let Jeff Manning, Executive Director of CMPB, talk about it. In early 1994, we launched a public relations event whereby people, including some Hollywood folks, went without milk. We then built a story around their deprivation tales. The media didn't blink. Not an article or TV segment ran. When called, reporters told us that milk wasn't news. Milk was white, boring, and for babies. Then they asked if we did the Got Milk commercials. We told them we did. We said, sure, great. They replied, we want to do a feature on that commercial. Since then, PR efforts have focused squarely on the ads and campaign Got Milk, because to them, Got Milk was news. Milk seldom is. We learned to treat the media as seriously as any target audience, to listen to and work within their priorities, not ours. This proactive, thoughtful use of PR will work regardless of an association's product or service. So the basic strategy of this PR campaign was media relations. Let's talk to the media about our Got Milk campaign. Let's talk to them about all the different celebrities we're going to get to put on the famous milk mustaches in the commercials. And from there, the campaign was born. So on this next slide, I'm going to show you some of the messages that were created. There's 2 print advertisements on the side, one featuring Kermit the Frog and the Serena Williams and Venus Williams sisters back when they were teenagers and babies in the 1990s, like myself. And in the middle here, we have the first commercial that ever ran with the Got Milk campaign. And so let me play this commercial now. I hope you can see it okay.
And that was the Vienna Wood Dancing Bee, one of my all-time favorites. And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. It's a tough one. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? All right, let's go to the phones and see who's out there. Hello, for $10,000. Who shot... Excuse me? I'm afraid your time is almost up. I'm sorry, maybe next time. Got milk.
So that commercial actually originally ran in California. Whoops, sorry. And then in 1995, Milk Pep bought the license to it and ran it nationally. So this was part of that beginning of that deprivation thing that we heard earlier in the PR plan, where it was trying to do publicity about people running out of milk. And then the commercial came. So in 2014, Milk Pep changed their tagline from Got Milk to Milk Life due to still declining fluid milk consumption. And Milk Life was the tagline. In California, they still are adopting the Got Milk campaign because they were the ones who originally kept it and created it. But this commercial is now the new campaign, and let's take a look at it.
What 8 grams of protein looks like? When you prove you're only as old as you feel. Start your day with the power of protein.
All right. So now let's evaluate, how did this campaign work? At the end, over $1.1 billion was spent on the Got Milk campaign, where $50 million was spent on the Milk Life advertising. And in 2003, the California Milk Processing Board, CMPB, found that the awareness of fluid milk in the Got Milk campaign was 97%. But sadly, awareness did not translate into higher rates of fluid milk consumption, and there were several false starts, but never took off like they thought. And on this next slide shows the slide from 1978 until 2005. There's only been slight changes, and the changes have always been negative. So sadly, at the end of this campaign or this study, we've learned that no matter the awareness, how many people you get to endorse it, how much publicity you get, sometimes these things do not translate into goals. And in this case, with the Got Milk campaign, the goal was to increase fluid milk consumption from the 1970s, and in now 2016, they still haven't been able to achieve this goal. Thank you so much for taking time watching this video today. I appreciate it, and have a good day.